ಶ್ರೀಚಕ್ರ ವರದಾಚಾರ್ಯಂ ಶುದ್ಧಸತ್ವ ಗುರುತ್ತಮಂ ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿಂ ರಾಘವಂ ವಂದೇ ಹ್ಯಪಾರ ಕರುಣಾಕರಂ ಶ್ರೀಮದ್ ರಾಮಾನುಜೌ ವಂದೇ ಗೀತಾ ತದ್ಭಾಷ್ಯದಾಯಿನೌ ವಂಶಾಲಂಕೃತ ಹಸ್ತಾಬ್ಜೌ ಗೋದಾನಾಥ ಸಹೋದರೌ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಹೂ ಲುಕ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ವೆರಿ Krishna taught Gita to make life merry. It's my pleasure to share here in Cary the meanings which Bhagavad Gita verses carry. Namaskaram to all. At the outset, I wish to convey my heartfelt thanks to Sri Venkatesh Temple of North Carolina for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share the essence of Gita with you all for 4 days. Whenever we think of Bhagavad Gita, one scene will flash across our minds. What is that scene? Kurukshetra, the epic battlefield, Arjuna breaking down in the middle of that battlefield, whether to fight or not, what is right, what is not, what to do, what not to do. Arjuna is in a fix. Now Krishna teaches him Bhagavad Gita, not only to guide Arjuna, but to guide each one of us who is in that kind of a mental conflict, who is in a fix. Bhagavad Gita is a handy guide to everyone's individual life. For every day, every moment, you can apply Bhagavad Gita's teachings to your lives. Now, before proceeding to the topic, I wish to ask you one question so that our mic adjustment can also be done within that time, because I feel that the sound is little bit low. While I ask this question, he can adjust that mic. We all know that Krishna reared cows in his childhood. Why did Krishna rear cows? Why did Krishna rear cows in his childhood? Why was he a cowherd? The reason is Krishna wanted to extract the milk of Bhagavad Gita from the cows called Upanishads. But before going to the main ground and playing cricket, we initially do a net practice. After undergoing a net practice, after practice makes us perfect, we become physically and mentally prepared. Then we go to ground and then hit 4s and 6s. This is the way we do in cricket. Similarly, Krishna wanted to extract the milk of Gita from the cows called Upanishads. First, he went to Vrindavan to have net practice. He milked the milk from those cows in Vrindavan, distributed to all the people and practiced himself. Once the net practice was done, Krishna is now physically and mentally prepared. He entered the main ground, which is none other than Kurukshetra. It is the main ground now. Krishna entered there. He brought all the Upanishads as the cows. He kept Arjuna as the calf. Krishna is the cowherd. He extracted the milk of Gita from the Upanishads and distributed to the entire universe. Sarvopanishado gavaha, dogdha gopalanandanaha, partho vatsaha, sudhir bhokta dugdam geetamritam mahat. So Sarvopanishado gavaha, Upanishads were brought as cows. Dogdha gopalanandanaha, cowherd is Krishna. Whenever you have to milk a cow, you need a calf. Who is that calf? Partho vatsaha. Arjuna is the calf, because under the pretext of teaching Arjuna, he taught Gita to the entire universe. Under the pretext of feeding the calf, we extract milk from the cow. Under the context or vyajam of teaching Arjuna, he extracted the milk of Gita from the entire Upanishads. Sudhir Bhokta, whoever is endowed with knowledge, all the wise souls who have gathered here in Cary, they are all the recipients to whom Dugdam Geetamritam Mahat, the elixir of Gita. It is not a mere milk, it is Amrita, it is nectar, it is elixir, extracted by Krishna and distributed to all. This cowherd Krishna, while extracting the milk of Gita from Upanishads, collected it as 700 liters of milk across 18 vessels. 700 liters of milk across 18 vessels. 18 vessels, 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. 700 liters, 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. So 700 verses across 18 chapters. That is the total Bhagavad Gita, the elixir, the Amritam, the milk. Now, over the course of 4 days, we are going to enjoy the essence of those 18 chapters and the important verses among the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Without further delay, let us proceed to the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What is the name of the first chapter of Gita? Are you sure? Arjuna Vishada Yoga. In another 15 minutes, you will get a different answer. Okay, let's go to the topic. Now, whenever we think of Gita, the epic battlefield, that scene should flash across our minds. The epic battlefield of Kurukshetra, 7 Akshauhini Pandava Sena assembled on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava army is assembled on the other side, enters Arjuna to fight and uphold justice. Am I right? 7 Akshauhini Pandava army, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava army. What is Akshauhini? Yes? Can you give the number? 1 Akshauhini means 21,870 elephants plus 21,870 chariots plus 65,610 horses plus 109,350 foot soldiers constitute 1 Akshauhini. To remember, the ratio of 1:1:3:5. Elephantry, chariotry, cavalry and infantry in the ratio of 1:1:3:5. 1 elephant, 1 chariot, 3 horses, 5 foot soldiers. 21,870 elephants, 21,870 chariots, 65,610 horses, 109,000. In India, 109,000. In USA, 109,350 foot soldiers together constitute 1 Akshauhini. Into 7 Pandava army, into 11 Kaurava army. They are all assembled, just like people are assembled in this hall to listen to this discourse on 2 sides. But we are not armies, just I am giving for example. 7 Akshauhini Pandava army assembled on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava army assembled on the other side. Enters Arjuna to fight and uphold dharma, to uphold justice. Arjuna enters into the war arena. His chariot is driven by none other than our own Lord Parthasarathi. Lord Krishna is driving the chariot of Arjuna. Now Arjuna places a request at the feet of Lord Krishna. O Krishna, the first chapter, 21st verse, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya Me Chuta. Arjuna pleads with Krishna, O Krishna, please station the chariot at the middle of the battlefield, because I want to assess who are all assembled in my side as well as the opponent side. I want to see my allies as well as my enemies. So please station my chariot in the middle so that I can first assess. Because before fighting, he has to assess what is his strength, what is his opponent's strength. Only after assessing he can find. Speaking here, I have to assess the audience first. How many people have come? What age group do they belong to? How many men? How many women, and what kind of nationality they belong to. Everything we have to assess. Then only we can present the topic in an appealing manner to them. Without assessing the audience, if I say, I have prepared all these things for 100 minutes, I will speak, you all should listen. How can you listen? Similarly, if Arjuna has to fight, he has to assess who are all stationed there. That's why he requests Krishna, place the chariot at the center, I will assess. Now Arjuna looks at both sides of the war field. He didn't see elephants. He didn't see chariots. He didn't see horses. He didn't see soldiers. He didn't see commanders. He didn't see kings. Then what did he see? Now Bhagavad Gita says, the first chapter, 26th verse, Tatra pashyat sthitan parthaha pitrunatha pitamahan acharyan matulan bhratrun putran pautran sakings tatha shvashuran sukridashaiva senayor ubhayorapi. Arjuna saw his kith and kin, his relatives, his friends, gurus, elders, Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, his own brethren, cousins, sons, everybody stationed on both sides. On both sides, they were friends, relatives, respectable scholars, great souls, acharyas, everybody. Arjuna says, how can I kill them? How can I kill my kith and kin? How can I kill my elders? How can I kill Bhishmacharya or Dronacharya instead of doing puja to the great feet of those souls? No. I don't want the kingdom which is tainted with the blood of these souls. If I win and acquire kingdom, that wealth, that money will be tainted with the blood of these souls. I don't want this. Now Arjuna starts lamenting. The 30th verse, Gandivam sramsate hastat tvakchaiva paridahyate nacha shaknomi avastathum brahmati vachame manaha. Oh Krishna, the Gandiva, my bow, is falling down from my hands. My body is burning. I am unable to stand. My mind is swiveling. Oh Krishna, papameva ashraye tasman hatvaitan atatayinaha. 36th verse, Arjuna says, it is a sin. If I kill all these people, so many innocent soldiers are here. If I sacrifice all of them, if I make them scapegoats to attain kingdom for myself, it is a great sin. I don't want to do such a sin. Kulakshaya kritam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam. Arjuna says, I am going to destroy an entire race, it seems. The entire Bharata dynasty. It may get destroyed due to this war. Is it fair to destroy an entire dynasty? No, it is a sin. Mitra drohe cha patakam. I think I am going to betray my own friends and relatives during this warfare. No, it is not fair. This warfare is not fair. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kula dharmaha sanatanaha. Oh Krishna, if I destroy a race, the Sanatana Dharma, which has been adhered to by that entire race so far, will also get subsequently destroyed. Sanatana Dharma means the eternal Dharma, which has been adhered to by each and every family, each and every race, that will get destroyed if a race is destroyed. How can I do all these things? No, Krishna, this war, this yuddha, it seems to be a sinful act. I don't want to engage in this warfare. Saying so, Arjuna sits down. He breaks down in his chariot in the middle of the battlefield. The last verse, 47th verse of the first chapter. Eva muktva Arjuna sankhye rathopastha upavishat visrujya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasaha. Saying so, no, this is a sinful act. I won't fight. I don't need the kingdom or wealth which is tainted with the blood of these souls. Better, I will worship Bhishma or Drona. I won't shoot arrows against them. I want to enjoy the kingdom only along with my relatives and friends, not at the cost of their lives. No, I won't fight. Saying so, he's dropped his bow and arrow, broke down in the middle of the battlefield in his own chariot. Now, for this first chapter, Ramanuja gives a beautiful commentary. Here, Arjuna has three problems. What are those three problems? 1. Bandhu snehena. 2. Paraya kripaya. 3. Dharma bhayena. Arjuna has three problems. Please note them. The first problem is Bandhu snehena. He has so much attachment towards his relatives. Because of that attachment towards his relatives, his mind doesn't want to see them die in front of his eyes in this battlefield. This is his first problem. He doesn't want to see them die. Second problem is Paraya Kripaya. He is magnanimous and compassionate. He has a lot of compassion and love for all. So, he doesn't want to sacrifice the lives of so many people for his selfish motive of attaining the kingdom. Because the problem is between Pandavas and Kauravas, that's all. But if such a huge battle happens, many innocent lives have to be sacrificed. Out of compassion, Arjuna wants to get back from the war. Number 3, Dharma Bhayena. Arjuna has one fear. What is that fear? He feels that this war itself is a sin because we make many soldiers as scapegoats, we destroy them, and then we enjoy the kingdom ourselves. So Arjuna thinks that war is not dharmic, it is adharmic. The war itself is a sin as it involves killing of so many lives. So 3 problems. He attached to his relatives, so he doesn't want to see them die. 2, he has compassion and magnanimity, so doesn't want to sacrifice others for his own cause. 3, he has a fear that this war might itself be a great sin instead of being a dharmic war. So Arjuna breaks down. But please remember, Arjuna breaking down, this epic scene, is not an isolated scene which happened in Dwapara Yuga during Mahabharatam. This scene is occurring and recurring every day, every moment in the mind of every person who is sitting here, including me. This scene of Arjuna breaking down in the middle of the battlefield is occurring and recurring every day, every moment in the mind of every person. Because our mind is like Kurukshetra. At least Kurukshetra battle came to an end in 18 days. But there is no end to our mental battle, mental turmoil. Every day, every moment, we are experiencing mental turmoil. In Kurukshetram, the war was for only 18 days. That too, like a day match, like test match, they come to the field by 9 a.m., they finish the battle by 6 p.m. and then get back to their camps, just like a test match. But our mental turmoil, day and night, day in and day out, day and night, every day, every moment, there is no end to our mental turmoil. This mind is like Kurukshetra. Then who is the Arjuna? We are all Arjunas. Each one of us, each individual soul, each Jivatma is Arjuna. You may be a doctor, you may be an engineer, you may be an advocate, you may be an entrepreneur, you may be a teacher, you may be a professor, or you may be even a student. We are all Arjunas. We are caught between Pandava army and Kaurava army in this mind, this battlefield Kurukshetra. 7 Akshauhini Pandava army. I gave you calculations and all. The reason is Pandava army is our positive thoughts. Kaurava army is negative thoughts. See, numerical majority lies with Kaurava army only. Because our negative thoughts always outnumber our positive thoughts. We may want to think positively, but negative thoughts automatically enter into our minds. That is our greatest problem. We want to think positive. We want to be positive, but our blood group can be B positive. But in life, we will be negative only. That's our problem. So, mind is like Kurukshetra. We are all Arjunas. We are trapped between positive thoughts, Pandava army, negative thoughts, Kaurava army. Here, again, those 3 points mentioned by Ramanuja, his attachment to relatives pushes him towards Kauravas. His conscience pulls him back towards Pandavas. Same situation. Our attachment to worldly pleasures pushes towards evil thoughts, negative thoughts, Kauravas. This Jivatma is pushed towards evil thoughts by our attachment. At the same time, our conscience, it pulls us back towards positive thoughts. So, push, pull, push, pull. Our attachment pushes towards negativity. Our conscience pulls us back towards positivity. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. What will happen? Mental conflict, stress, depression, negativity in everyday life. So, this scene is not for Arjuna alone. This scene is happening in every one of our lives. How to get rid of it? Only to bail us out of this situation, Lord Krishna has come to teach Bhagavad Gita. It is not for Arjuna alone. Now go to that example. If a cowherd milks a cow, the milk is not for the calf alone. It's for all people who are hungry. Similarly, this Gita is not for Arjuna alone. Whoever experiences the mental conflict like Arjuna, if we listen to Bhagavad Gita, at the end of the day 4 discourse, we can rest assured that our mental turmoil will come to an end, or at least we will know the way to how to put a full stop to our mental turmoil. That is the main motive of Bhagavad Gita. That's why if you observe Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter, there will be no teachings at all. Have you observed it? In the first chapter, there is no teaching at all. Then you can start Bhagavad Gita from second chapter itself, right? But the first chapter is more important. That's why I told you I will tell you 15 minutes later. The name of first chapter is called Shravana Adhikari. No. The first chapter is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Which is right? Actually, Arjuna Vishada Yoga means the sorrow of Arjuna. But let me tell you the fact, neither Lord Krishna nor sage Vedavyasa named these 18 chapters. These names were not given by Lord Krishna or Vedavyasa in Mahabharatam. Some later day scholars have named these adhyayas. But Yamunacharya Alavandar and Bhagavad Ramanuja, they have shown a more appropriate way to name these 18 chapters. Based on which, in Gitartha Sangraha Raksha, Swami Vedanta Deshika has named all these 18 chapters. So in Ramanuja tradition, all these 18 chapters carry different names. The name of the first chapter is Shravana Adhikari. What is Shravana Adhikari? The plight of the listener. Now you can understand the difference. Arjuna Vishada Yoga means plight of Arjuna. Shravanadikari means plight of the listener, because this plight is not for Arjuna alone. Everybody is feeling the same kind of mental conflict only. So Bhagavad Gita has incarnated to bail us out of all these mental conflicts. This is the bottom line. So whoever suffers from this mental conflict, just imagine this scene in mind. That's why whenever we think of Bhagavad Gita, this scene will flash. Why are we able to relate to that scene? Means that is happening in our own minds. That's why subconsciously we are able to relate to that scene. We are all Arjunas. We are stranded between positive thoughts Pandava army, negative thoughts Kaurava army. We are in a fix. Attachment pushes. Our conscience pulls. We don't know what to do. What to do? From the second chapter onwards, Krishna gives you the solution. He starts giving you the solution from the second chapter. Now let us move to the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now what is the name of second chapter? Sankhya Yoga, they say. Usually Sankhya Yoga means it refers to thinking or meditation of the self, or in other words Jnana Yoga. But in Ramanuja tradition, the second chapter is named as Tanmoha Shamanam, solution to your mental conflict. The second chapter gives you a solution as a 3-point formula. That 3-point formula is called IPS formula. IPS means? IPS means? Okay, then IPL means? No, this IPS means, keep these 3 words in your mind: identity, performance, and then self-reflection. Identity, performance, self-reflection. Please keep these 3 words in your minds. I will explain them later, but please remember the essence of second chapter is identity, performance, self-reflection. With that IPS, we now enter into the second chapter. Now Arjuna is broken down. He thinks, I don't know what to do. I have convened a huge army. Now I have to fight. But how to fight? I don't know. Now he surrenders to Lord Krishna in the beginning of the second chapter, 7th verse. Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yat shreyasya nishitam bruhitan me sishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Oh Krishna, I surrender unto your lotus feet as your disciple. You are my guru. Please show me the way, because Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha. Arjuna says, oh Krishna, I have lost my discretionary power. I am unable to distinguish between dharma and adharma. I am unable to distinguish between what is good and what is bad. I am unable to distinguish between what to do and what not to do. But Krishna, I know one thing for sure. You are my true well-wisher. Whatever you say is right for me, that I know. Whatever way you show, I have to go in that path, that I am sure. Otherwise, I have lost my discretionary power. So, Krishna, yat shreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me, I surrender you as your disciple. Please show me the way. Please underline this word. Yat shreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me. Please show me the way for my ultimate welfare. Please show me the way to attain the highest good in life. That's what Arjuna asked. He didn't ask whether should I fight or not. He asks, yat shreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me. What is the greatest good which I can achieve in life? What is the ultimate welfare for me? Please show me the way. Sishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. I am your disciple. I have surrendered to you. Please show me the way for ultimate good. Now Krishna starts doing Upadesham, the teaching of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Now imagine, or I will ask a question, you answer. Why should Krishna start speaking a long discourse of 700 verses? He could have easily concluded, Arjuna, don't get bogged down, get up, don't give up, fight. That's all. Instead of completing in a single slogan, he is giving a long scripture. One sentence is enough. Don't give up, get up, fight. That's all. Why should Krishna give a long discourse to Arjuna? That too, the armies are assembled on either sides, they are ready to fight and asking them to wait. Krishna is, wait, I will give you a 3-hour lecture, you all wait, then you can fight. Why should Krishna give a long lecture, like a huge semester syllabus of dry philosophy, instead of completing the Upadesham in a single slogan? Don't give up, get up, fight. That's all. Am I right? Ramanuja gives 3 reasons. Why did Krishna teach Arjuna 700 verse Gita instead of answering in a single line? The first reason is Kshatriyanam yuddham parama dharmam api adharmam manvanam dharma bubutsaya sharanagatam partham uddishya. While Arjuna surrendered, I asked you to underline that one word. When Arjuna surrendered, he didn't ask Krishna, should I fight or not? Had he asked so, Krishna would say, no, you fight. That's all. What did Arjuna ask? Please tell me the way to attain ultimate welfare, the highest good in life. Teach me that which is the ultimate good for me. Show me the path which takes me to the ultimate good. Now Krishna thought for a while. He is asking for ultimate good. Ultimate good for all of us is attaining moksham. Attaining the lotus feet of the Lord, liberation from the entire cycle of births and deaths, that's the ultimate good for all of us. Arjuna has surrendered. He had performed Sharanagati, seeking ultimate good. Now Krishna thought, okay Arjuna, you have come seeking ultimate good. I will give you ultimate good, because whatever you ask, Bhagavan is ready to give. Say for example, we all use Google Maps. If you enter Washington DC in Google Map, then it will show you route to Washington DC only. It won't take you to New York City. Whatever you enter, Google Map will show the way. Similarly, Arjuna requests Krishna, show me the way for ultimate good. Then Krishna will show the way for ultimate good only. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna shows Arjuna not the way on how to fight, the way to how to attain Vaikuntham or Moksham, liberation from the cycle of births and deaths. That's why the essence of Gita is, Swami Yamunacharya Alavandar says, Swadharma Jnana Vairagya Sadhya Bhaktieka Gocharaha Narayana Param Brahma Gita Shastre Samiritaha. He gives a beautiful breakup for Bhagavad Gita verses. Breakup means not in social media connotation. That breakup is different. Now the breakup of Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters we have got. Split them into 3 equal parts. First 6 chapters, second 6 chapters, third 6 chapters. Chapters 1 to 6 deal with Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Whenever we say Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, at least 50% of audience will start sleeping, because they are good sleeping pills, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. But I will try to simplify them as much as possible. Karma Yoga means just execute your duty without expectation on reward. Without expectation, without expecting any fruit, just keep on executing or discharging your duty and do your duty as worship of God. That is called Karma Yoga. Karma means duty. Karma Yoga means doing your duty without expectation as worship of God. What is the benefit of Karma Yoga means, as you perform your duty without expectations, it gives you mental purity, mental clarity and mental maturity. If you perform Karma Yoga and attain that mental clarity and maturity, it takes you to Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means reflection on self. Already I have told you IPS, just keep that in mind. Self-reflection. Now you think about Jivatma. Who am I? What is the nature of the soul? So you control your senses, you abandon all activities, turn your senses inward and then reflect on your own self, Jivatma. It is called Jnana Yoga, incessant meditation, contemplation, reflection on yourself, Atma. It is called Jnana Yoga. As you engage in Jnana Yoga, you can attain self-realization, Atma Sakshatkaram, direct experience of the individual soul. This has been discussed in the first 6 chapters. The essence of 1 to 6, chapters 1 to 6 is, first, you start doing your duty. Don't expect any reward. Do your duty as worship of God. That gives you mental purity and clarity. Once you attain that mental purity and clarity, engage in Jnana Yoga, turn inwards, meditate on self, abandon all sensory perceptions and all sensual pleasures, everything. Just focus on the self. That will take you to self-realization. This is the essence of first six chapters. Now coming to 7 to 12, the second 6 chapters, they deal about Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti Yoga? Ramanuja explains beautifully. Once you have attained self-realization, the experience of individual soul, Jivatma, don't stop with individual soul. Because Paramatma, Lord Sriman Narayana, he dwells as the indweller of that individual soul. God is the soul of our soul. He is the Antaryami of our soul. So it is a triad. Body, soul, within that Paramatma. Soul is within the body. Super soul Paramatma is within the soul. So you realize that Bhagavan is dwelling within ourselves, within this Jivatma, knowing that engage in incessant, loving, devotional meditation towards Paramatma, which is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is different. Going to temples, chanting the names of Bhagavan, reciting stotras, they are all Bhakti. Here Bhakti Yoga means, we will see more of it in the third day discourse. Bhakti Yoga here means incessant, loving, devotional meditation on Bhagavan is called Bhakti Yoga. So once you realize Jivatma, realize that Paramatma is within Jivatma, and then engage in incessant, loving meditation, devotion on Bhagavan. As you perform that Bhakti Yoga, you will get rid of all your sins, you get rid of the shackles of karma, and ultimately you can attain liberation. This is the scope of 7 to 12. And Alavandar and Ramanuja say, with that, Bhagavad Gita is over. Hey, how many chapters? No. Within 12th chapter, Krishna says, if you perform Bhagavad Gita, you can attain me. That's all. Moksham. You attain the purpose of life. Then 13 to 18, can we skip them? No. Ramanuja explains 13 to 18 chapters. Those 6 chapters are Q&A session. Just like we conduct Q&A session at the end of the discourse. See, even in a simple topic like Know Your Temple, we had 10 minutes of Q&A session. Bhagavad Gita is a philosophical topic. If Krishna teaches 12 chapters of Gita to Arjuna, how many doubts will Arjuna have? So, 13 to 18 chapter, Arjuna asks a lot of questions to Krishna. Oh Krishna, that point is not clear for me. This point is not clear for me. Please explain. So, 13th chapter to 18th chapter, Krishna clarifies Arjuna regarding Chit, Jivatma, Achit, the insentient matter, Ishvara, Paramatma. That's why 13th chapter is focused on Jivatma. 14th chapter is on Jada, Achit. 15th chapter is on Purushottama, Bhagavan. 16, 17, 18 will clarify the doubts regarding Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So you have got doubts regarding 6 things about insentient matter, sentient souls and then God, Paramatma. You have got doubts regarding Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Those 6 doubts regarding 6 chapters are cleared in the final 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So this is the breakup, 1 to 6. Perform your duty, Karma Yoga, without any expectation. It takes you to mental purity and clarity, maturity. Then you perform Jnana Yoga. It takes you to self-realization. Then 7 to 12, after Jnana Yoga and self-realization, engage in Bhakti Yoga, incessant, devotional, loving meditation on Bhagavan. That takes you to Moksham. 13 to 18, Q&A session for clarification. Therefore, Arjuna, you asked me to show the way to attain ultimate good. This is the way to attain ultimate good. That's why Krishna taught Arjuna 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. This is the first reason given by Ramanuja. Now let us go to the second reason. Arjuna has broken down in the middle of battlefield. Krishna, okay Arjuna, don't worry. Some people, if we give mic to them, it is very difficult to get the microphone back from them. Like that, he started holding the mic and he is teaching 700 shlokas. If you want to teach just Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Krishna could have done one thing. Arjuna, just listen, you have to attain Moksham. Moksham is the ultimate good for you. So keep in mind, now you fight, I will teach all these things later. Can he say that right? Am I right? That's why Ramanuja gives a second reason. Just imagine, okay, moksha is the ultimate good. We are not denying that. But is this the place to do Upadesham? Right? Then why should Krishna do so? The second reason given by Ramanuja is Atmayathatmya jnanena yuddhasya phalabhisandhirahitasya atma prapti upayata jnanena cha vina asya moho na shamyati iti matva. See how beautifully Ramanuja interprets. Now let me ask you one question. What is the first step on the path to liberation? Yesterday also you were asking questions. Today also you are asking questions. What is the first step in the ladder to liberation? I have already told you. Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. That's what Bhagavad Gita says, right? First do your duty without attachment. Then I will repeat. This is a warning. Since you did not answer, you have to listen to this again. First you do your duty without any expectation on reward. That is called Karma Yoga. That will give you mental purity, maturity and clarity. Then you go to Jnana Yoga, reflection on self. That will take you to self-realization. Then you engage in Bhakti Yoga, meditation on Bhagavan who is within the soul. That will take you to liberation. So what is the first step in the road to liberation? Karma Yoga. Now what is the first step for Arjuna in his road to liberation? Same Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga for Arjuna? This war, this fight is the Karma Yoga for Arjuna. Being a king, being a soldier, he has to fight to uphold justice. He has to protect the subjects. He has to protect Dharma. He has to protect his nation. So fighting, engaging in warfare is the duty or Karma Yoga for Arjuna. In other words, engaging in this war without expectation is the first step towards liberation for Arjuna. But the problem is, Arjuna is suffering from a serious misconception. Do you know that? Just look at the verse in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna says, Papameva ashrayet. He says, this yuddha, this war is sinful. This is a serious misconception. The very war which is going to take him towards liberation, Arjuna has misunderstood that war as sinful, as adharmic. Now Krishna thought, no, I have to give him clarity right here, because unless the clarity is given, Arjuna will not engage in warfare because he is suffering from a gross misconception. For Arjuna, he has to fight. He has to kill the enemies. Note one point, killing others is a sin, right? Killing others is a sin for general people. But if he is a soldier or if he is a king and he has to fight in the army to protect dharma, justice, nation and innocent people, he has to fight and kill the enemies. If he says, no, ahimsa paramo dharmaha, I won't. Just imagine if our soldiers who are in the border, they say, no, we have decided not to engage in warfare anymore. We will drop all our weapons. We will come back. No fight. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. We listened to Dr. Venkatesh Upanyasams. He said, ahimsa paramo dharmaha. So we will follow ahimsa. Then what will happen to the country? So Arjuna, in your case, this is not sin. You have to fight. That has to be clarified to him clearly. Take for example, if we cut another man's body with a knife, it is a sin. But see, our doctor is also seated here, a surgeon. If he takes scalpel, his knife, and cuts the skin of a patient, will that amount to crime? No. That surgeon has to use the scalpel to do good for that patient. If surgeon does it, it is not a sin or a crime. If surgeon, in the middle of surgery, he says, no, ahimsa paramo dharmaha, I don't want to cause any harm to my patients, so I will drop my scalpel, I will go back. He can't do that. Similarly, Arjuna, one word answer is not enough for you, Krishna says. Because the problem is in your basic understanding of Karma Yoga itself. The very Karma Yoga, the very war which is going to take you towards moksham, you have misunderstood it as sin. Now Krishna thought, I have to give him Atma Jnana to attain full clarity. First you have to realize that you are a soul, Jivatma. This soul, Jivatma, has taken birth due to karma. As you sow, so you reap. Whatever we do based on that, based on karma, we have taken a birth. To get rid of that karma, you should engage in Karma Yoga. You are suffering from karma. To remove or to eradicate those karma, you have to engage in karma yoga. Just refine or purify that karma and do your duty in the form of worship of God without expectation. That is karma yoga. That takes you step by step towards moksha. A simple example is, do you know about vaccination? Do you know from where they prepare those vaccines? The very virus or any organism which causes the disease or infection, they prepare the vaccine also from that same bacteria or virus itself. They just kill or attenuate that bacteria or virus, make a vaccine and give that vaccine to prevent the occurrence of same infection. Likewise, your problem, disease is due to karma. Your disease is worldly existence, samsara. Causative organism is karma. You just process that karma, change it into a vaccine called karma yoga. If you apply the vaccine called karma yoga, then karma, the infection, will not come to you. You can attain liberation. This has to be explained clearly to Arjuna. For that clarity, a mere yes or no answer is not enough. A semester-long discourse is needed. That's why, to give him full clarity, Krishna taught 700 verses Bhagavad Gita. This is the second explanation given by Ramanuja. Now he gives a third explanation. The third reason is, Ramanuja said, the target audience itself is different. Target audience is different. How? Partham prapannam uddishya shastravataranam kritam. Ramanuja says, no. Under the pretext of stimulating Arjuna towards war, Krishna ensures that he gives the essence of Upanishads to the entire universe. Target audience is none other than everybody who is listening to Bhagavad Gita. You, I, people who are going to listen this on YouTube, we are all target audience. Everybody should get Bhagavad Gita. Under the pretext of advising Arjuna or teaching Arjuna, Krishna has taught it to the entire world. That's why instead of a quick fix, he has given a permanent solution, so that whoever has mental turmoil, this mental conflict, again that same scene, because for 4 days we should not forget that scene. Arjuna in the middle of the battlefield, Pandava army on one side, Kaurava army on the other side. He is in a fix, attachment pushes, conscience pulls, he is in a fix. What to do? At that time we surrender to Krishna, he shows the way. So we are all Jivatmas, we are caught between positive thoughts and negative thoughts in the battlefield called our mind, which is Kurukshetra. Our attachment pushes towards evil thoughts, our conscience pulls back towards dharmic thoughts. What to do? Jivatma Arjuna is in a fix. We surrender to Krishna with that same verse. Now go to 2nd chapter, 7th verse. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yat shreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me sishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Arjuna surrenders. We also mentally surrender to Krishna. Now we just transport ourselves virtually to Kurukshetram. We are all in Kurukshetram. We are all representatives of Arjuna. Or to be precise, Arjuna is the representative of all of us. We are in the sthanam of Arjuna. Krishna is in the Acharya sthanam, Gita Acharyan. He is going to relieve us from all these misconceptions, conflicts and everything. Now Krishna gets ready to start his Upadesham. That's in the 2nd chapter. That's why it is called Tan Moha Shamanam. Solution to for all our mental conflicts, problems, our mental turmoil, whatever it is. Krishna is now going to give solution and relieve us from all of these. Now the 3-point formula. Now we will come to that. IPS. What is IPS? Identity, performance, self-reflection. Identity means know your identity as a Jivatma. You don't identify yourself with the body which is subject to death and decay. You are not this body. You are a soul. You are one among the infinite, innumerable individual souls in this universe. You are one among those souls. So realize that you are Jivatma. Number 2, performance. Do your duty without any expectation. That is Karma Yoga, performance. Then self-reflection means Jnana Yoga, reflecting on yourself, reflecting on Atma, that is Jnana Yoga. This 3-point formula we have to keep in mind. Now Krishna starts. This 3-point formula is not given by me, it is given by Alavandar. In his Gita Artha Sangraham, he says, first thing, identity, Nityatma. Krishna starts his Upadesham as 2nd chapter, 12th verse, Natvevaham Jatunasam. Natvam neme janadhipaha nachayvana bhavishyamaha sarve vayam atah param. This is the first upadesham done by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. Arjuna, please remember, you are not this body which is subject to death and decay. You are the eternal soul. Soul has neither birth nor death. It is existing eternally. How? Natvevaham jatunasam. Krishna says, just like myself, Paramatma, God, existing eternally in the past, present and future, you, all these kings, all the souls in this universe exist eternally. Can anybody say, when did Bhagavan come into existence? From which point did God come into existence? Any answer? No, He is there always. Okay. Till what point will God exist? He will exist eternally. So, without any beginning, without any end, God is existing in the past, present and future. He existed, He is existing, and He will continue to exist. Likewise, all the individual souls, they do not have any starting point or point of creation. They have been existing from time immemorial. They will continue to exist internally. They are all existing eternally. So, just like God existing eternally, all souls will also exist. Bodies may come, bodies may go, soul will exist forever. There is a English poem, men may come and men may go, but they go on forever. Bodies may come and bodies may go, but all the souls will go on forever. So, body is just a rental car, you are the driver. Body is just a smartphone, you are the user. If you are the body, if you cut your nail, then a part of you should go missing. If you are the body, if you cut your nail or your hair, a part of you should go missing. It doesn't happen because you are different from this body. You are not this body. Now Arjuna asks the question, no. You are saying there is no birth or death for the soul. But we say date of birth. Everybody has got a date of birth. Everybody will have a date of death as well. But you are saying no birth, no death. Krishna answers beautifully in the 22nd verse of the 2nd chapter. Vasangsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. Krishna gives a beautiful example. If your garment, if your shirt or a sari becomes old or torn, what will you do? Throw it away and wear a new garment. Same case, if this body becomes old, Jivatma throws it away and attains a new body. So, birth and death are for the bodies only, not for souls. We say this is my date of birth means it is not the date of birth for the soul. It is the date on which this soul entered into this body. So, birth is for body, not for soul. Similarly, death is also for body and not for soul. If your home becomes old, you will shift to a new home. Similarly, body becomes old, soul shifts to a new body. If your vehicle becomes old, you will sell it and get a new vehicle. If your body becomes old, the soul will attain a new body. That's all. Arjuna, in your case, even if you kill all your kith and kin relatives in this battle, those souls will not die. Rather, they will attain a new body. In their cases, since they attain heroic death, they say Veera Maranam, heroic death in the battlefield, so they will attain heaven and a new divine body they will get in heaven. So there is no need to worry about them. They are going to get a divine body, heavenly body because of this war death, which is a heroic death. So you need not worry about them. Souls will not get destroyed. Now Arjuna says, no, I am going to cut them with my weapons. I am going to shoot arrows on them. Krishna said, your arrows will not affect those souls. 23rd verse. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayanti apaha, nasoshayati marutaha. Arjuna, Atma, soul cannot be cut by weapons. Atma cannot be burnt by fire. The soul cannot be moistened by water. Soul cannot be dried by air. So, even if you attack them, you need not worry about those souls. Now Arjuna said, no, I am worrying about their bodies. I am attacking their bodies, right? I am worried about their shariram, that deham, body. Krishna says, Arjuna, their body is bound to die. Even if you leave them, even if you prefer not to attack them, will they live eternally? No. Any object with a manufacturing date will have an expiry date as well. Anybody with a date of birth will have date of death as well. Just because you don't attack them, it doesn't mean that they are going to live eternally on this earth. So, 31st verse, Swadharmam api chavekshya na vikampitum arhasi dharmyathi yuddhat shreyonyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. Arjuna, you have to attack them, no other go, because this is your duty. For others, if we trouble another man's body, if we attack another man's body, for all our cases, we cannot kill any soul, but we destroy bodies. If we normal people do that, it is a sin, no doubt. But when a soldier does that, when a king does that, to protect dharma, it is not a sin. Ramanuja gives the exact example of a doctor. When a doctor performs a surgery using a knife or scalpel, it will not amount to harming another individual. Likewise, you have to protect dharma. So please note this point, because there was a case which said Bhagavad Gita is a war book. Bhagavad Gita stimulates everybody, you go for warfare, you can kill anybody. No, Krishna never said so. Killing another man, even a body, is a sin. But in the case of a warrior or a soldier who has to protect dharma, killing enemies who try to destroy dharma is not a sin. Actually, Bhagavad Gita prompts us to do our own duties, that's all. For Arjuna, duty is war. That's why Krishna says engage in war, engage in war, engage in war. So wherever the word warfare is used in Bhagavad Gita, you should substitute with your duty. If you are a doctor, you should substitute that I have to take care of my patients well. If you are a civil engineer, you should understand that whenever Krishna says you should engage in warfare means, okay, I am a civil engineer, I should do construction properly. Likewise, you have to substitute your duty in the place of warfare. So Krishna tells Arjuna, for you, it is not a sin because it is your swadharma. You have to abide by dharma. So you need not worry. Birth is check-in, death is check-out. It is inevitable for everybody. So you can kill them, no problem. So don't think that you are troubling their bodies. Krishna adds one more thing. Just because you attack their bodies, you won't get any sin, Arjuna. But if you abandon your duty of warfare and retreat from the battlefield, you will incur sin. You don't incur sin by attacking them. But 33rd verse you see, Athachetvam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tataswadharmam kirtincha hitva papam avapsyasi. Arjuna, if you refrain from fighting, if you retreat from the battlefield, if you abandon this duty, then you will get sin, because it will cause a grave danger to your country. That will be a great sin. It will cause disgrace to your valor, and it will ensure that you land up in hell as well, because you will be punished. A king should have done his duty. You have failed, so you will be punished in hell. It will be a disgrace to you in this universe, and afterwards you have to suffer in hell. So don't do it. Now Krishna gives a summary for that first part. In IPS, identity. Realize that you are not the body, you are the eternal soul. All people here are all eternal souls. You need not worry about the soul because it will not die. There is no use in worrying about body because it will die. Please see the difference. You need not worry about the soul because it will not die. You need not worry about body because it will die. So no use of worrying about the body as well. So you engage in war, you won't incur any sin. Rather, Arjuna, if you perform, second P, IP, performance, if you perform your duty, if you engage in warfare, you will attain Atma Sakshatkaram, self-realization. Krishna says, I have taught you about this Jivatma. You have listened to the theoretical description of Jivatma. Jivatma cannot be cut by knife. It cannot be burnt by fire. It cannot be moistened by water. It cannot be dried by air. Everything I taught about Jivatma. Whatever theoretical descriptions you have listened to so far, if you want to experience them directly, engage in warfare. If you fight, you can attain self-realization. So performance, do your duty. Karma yoga, that is the second part. That's what Swami Alavandari Yamunacharya says, Asanga karma. Engage in your duty. Perform your duty. Now Arjuna has a huge question. Krishna, so far, whether I understood or not, everything seemed logical. Because in Bhagavad Gita, there is a huge problem. It is difficult to understand. And if I speak in a language which is difficult to understand, then I will be called a great scholar. If I speak in understandable language, then they say, oh no, this is not that much qualified, they will say. I will tell you one real life incident. Like this, I was called to speak on Bhagavad Gita for 5 days in some other place. I spoke for 4 days. On the 5th day, one person came to me, sir, when will you come to the main topic of Bhagavad Gita, he asked. I told him, oh man, for 4 days I have been speaking about Bhagavad Gita only. He said, no, you didn't speak anything about Bhagavad Gita, he said. No, I was speaking about Bhagavad Gita. He said, I was able to understand everything, he said. For these 4 days, whatever you spoke, I could understand. If it is Bhagavad Gita, I would not have been able to understand. Just because I was able to understand, you have not spoken anything about Bhagavad Gita for the 4 days. At least on the 5th day, you please speak about Bhagavad Gita, he said. Likewise, Arjuna says, Krishna, whatever you spoke, whether I understood or not, there seemed to be some logic in what you spoke so far. But now, this IP, performance, you are saying that just do your duty. If you do your duty, that is warfare, you will attain self-realization. Okay, all seekers, all spiritually inclined people who want self-realization, come and fight. Because what you say is, fighting, warfare can lead to self-realization. How can a warfare or fight take you to self-realization? You have to do meditation. You have to reflect on the self. That alone will take you to Atma Sakshatkaram. Just fight, engage in warfare, fight against people. That will take you, how? Silence alone can take you to self-realization. Violence cannot take you to self-realization. That's the question of Arjuna. Now Krishna replies in the 2nd chapter, 38th verse. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Krishna replies with a sarcastic smile. Arjuna, mere warfare will take you nowhere. Mere warfare will not take you to self-realization. What I meant is, you have to do your assigned duty properly. For Arjuna, his duty is warfare. That's why he says, do this warfare. You can attain self-realization. Means, you have to do your duty properly. In other words, mere warfare won't take you to self-realization. Rather, considering it as your duty, without having any expectation on reward, without any preference or prejudice, without any greed to acquire another man's country, without any vested interest to kill another king, if you engage in warfare, considering it as a means to protect dharma and a means to worship Bhagavan, that will take you to self-realization. Because if you discharge your duty in that way, here Ramanuja has given a beautiful commentary. Evam dehatiriktam asprittas samasta dehaswabhavam nityam atmanam jnatva. First, develop a theoretical understanding of Jivatma. First, realize, I am not this body. I am a soul Jivatma. I want to attain liberation. I want to reach Paramatma. For that, the first step is Karma Yogam. With that knowledge only you have to proceed. Without any knowledge, I want to fight, I will fight. No. First, realize, I am a Jivatma. I am a soul. I am not this body. I want to attain Paramatma. I want to attain liberation. First step, Karma Yoga. How should you execute that Karma Yoga? Ramanuja again explains based on this verse. Yuddhecha avarjaniya shastrapata adi nimitta sukha dukkha artha labha labha jaya parajayeshu avikrita buddhihi. Whatever pleasures and pains you encounter during the course of the war, you have to endure them with equanimity of mind. Because you may attack another person, his weapons may attack you, you are bound to face pleasures and pains during the course of the war. Treat both of them equally. Sukha dukkhe same kritva. During the course of the war, you may experience profit. You may have to incur loss as well. View both of them equally with equanimity of mind. Number 3, jaya jayau. You may emerge victorious or you may get defeated. See both victory and defeat similarly. You have to have mental equipoise whatever comes. During the course, whether it is happiness or sorrow, pleasure or pain, treat them equally. Victory or loss, treat them equally. profit or loss, treat them equally. If you do so and leave attachment to the reward, that gives you mental purity and clarity. Because we all ask, without any reward, even with all those pleasures and pains, why should I do my duty? Means, if you keep on discharging your duty, if you keep on executing that karma yoga, that will ensure that at one stage you attain a stage of mental perfection. Evam kurvanaha papam dukkharupam samsaram navapsyasi, because samsara bandhat mokshyasi. That will take you towards jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, and finally liberation or moksham. That's why Krishna says, engage in warfare, that will take you to moksham. Engage in warfare means treat everything equally, see victory, loss, pleasure, pain, success, defeat, everything as similar with mental equipoise, and then do your duty without expectation on reward. Now, this can be applied in every one of us in our everyday lives. You may be a student. While preparing for exam, you have to face a lot of pleasures and pains. You are bound to face them. But only if you treat pleasures and pains equally and work hard, then only you can emerge victorious in your exams. Reading, it causes me a lot of pains. I prefer watching IPL on TV. Then we have to lose. Similarly, if you do a project in your office, pleasures and pains both will come during the course of doing that project. You have to endure them. Only if you endure them, you can emerge successful. So whatever field you are, every field has both pleasures and pains. That's why I said warfare, you have to substitute with your own duty. What we are now, we are all Arjunas. For Arjuna, his duty is engaging in warfare. For us, it may be a project, it may be an office work, it may be convening a meeting or a business proposal or a student's exam or a project, whatever it is. While doing your duty, not everything will be a bed of roses. It will be like ECG only. If you look at ECG, P wave will go up, Q wave will go slightly downwards, R wave will again go up, S wave will go down, T wave will go up. Then only it means patient is alive. If ECG becomes straight line, then it means patient has got visa. Likewise, life will have ups and downs. Whatever duty you perform, you have to experience pleasures and pains. Ups and downs will be on the course of your achievement. Only if you cross them, you can achieve success. That's what Krishna says here. Sukha dukkhe same kritva. Treat both pleasure and pain equally. Labha labho. Treat profit and loss equally. Jaya jayo. Treat victory and defeat equally. If you have tried means, even if it becomes a failure, you need not worry about it, because you have tried well. In Olympics, they say the motive is not winning, but to have fought well. Even in IPL, RCB used to say for 18 years, we did not win cup, we have won hearts. Winning hearts is more important than winning cups. Likewise, we have to fight well. Once you have fought well, victory or defeat, you need not worry about that, because this mindset takes you to a spiritual upliftment of mental clarity and maturity. This is explained in the classical mantra of Karma Yoga, 2nd chapter, 47th verse. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaketur bhuhu mate sangostu akarmani. Now Krishna says, Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Do your duty, because you are entitled to discharge your duty. Ma phaleshu kadachana. But you are not entitled to expect reward. Krishna says you have no right to expect reward, but you have the right or duty to perform. So you are entitled to perform your duty, but you are not entitled to expect reward. So own the action, not the outcome. Right to work is ours. Right to result is Bhagavan's. Therefore, measure yourself always by your effort and not by the outcomes. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma palahetur bhuhu. Never think that you are the cause for the success of your action. Always think that it was given by Bhagavan. Mate sangostu akarmani. But since I am saying that, no, you don't expect reward, don't leave your action itself. You should never abandon your duty. There are 4 cardinal parts in this one verse. Ramanuja explains beautifully. Karmanyeva adhikaraste te karma matre adhikaraha. You are entitled to do your duty. Remember. 2. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Tat sambanditaya avagateshu paleshu na kadachidapi adhikaraha. You are not entitled to expect any result. 3. Ma karma phala hetur buhu palasyapi natvam hetur iti anusandeyam sarveshware anusandeyam. When you get result, don't say that I did all these things. Because of my efforts, I achieved everything. Don't say so. This is Bhagavan's blessing. Always say that. Finally, mate sangostu akarmani. For that, don't abandon your duty. Even if you fail, if you get success, you consider that it is a gift from God. If you fail, you learn that it is a lesson given by God. Success is a gift from God. Failure is a lesson from God. So never abandon your duty. So you are entitled to perform your duty. You are not entitled to expect reward. Always consider that God gives you the result and not your effort. Finally, you never abandon your duty at any cost. Now Arjuna asked, "Oh Krishna, this is good for audience. They will clap, but just think for a while. When you should not expect any reward, why should I do my duty? Will anybody do any action if you say you will not get anything? A person comes seeking employment. We explain all the rules of the company. Finally asks, what is the salary? No salary. You should not expect any reward. Go. Will he work? That's what Krishna said, right? Now what is Krishna saying? You should not expect any reward. You are not entitled to expect any reward. Will anybody work for no salary? Then you all nodded your heads. Yes, it is good karma yoga. Now Krishna gives explanation in the 53rd verse of the 2nd chapter. Arjuna asks the same question. How can anybody do anything without expecting anything in reward? Because in Tamil also we say, Kadamayai sai, palanai edirparkade. Do your duty, don't expect result. Without result, why should I do? The answer is, Shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nischala samadhau achala buddhihi tada yogam avapsyasi. Krishna says, no Arjuna, I didn't ask you not to expect any reward at all. There is a proverb, trade a small grain for a greater gain. Trade a small grain for a greater gain. I asked you not to expect worldly material rewards. For your duty, if you are fighting, don't expect that victory is the ultimate reward. If you are a doctor, don't consider that fees is the ultimate reward. If you are an engineer, don't expect that salary is the ultimate reward. If you are a student, don't consider that marks is your ultimate reward, because this is very essential for students. They think that only if we get good marks, that's our life. Not like that. You should have studied well. You should have understood the syllabus well. If you have put all your efforts well, marks is not the only outcome which you need, which is not the only reward. So, Krishna says, I asked you not to expect worldly reward, but you have a spiritual reward awaiting. What is it? That's what we said in the beginning. If you perform karma yoga without attachment to the result, as you perform, you attain mental clarity, mental purity and maturity of mind, which ultimately takes you towards liberation, which cannot be achieved by anything else. So Krishna says, don't aim for lowly rewards, aim for the highest reward of liberation. So do your duty, don't expect reward means, within brackets, don't expect worldly, small, material rewards. Expect spiritual, high. Our ex-president Abdul Kalam said, to aim low is a crime. To aim low is a crime. Don't have small rewards. Don't expect small rewards. Bhagavan gets pleased if we do our duty. He blesses us. He takes us towards Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. He gives us spiritual upliftment. Ultimately, we are going to attain moksham. So, even students, while studying, whether you get good marks or not, just put in your efforts in the proper manner. Bhagavan will get pleased. He will give you great spiritual rewards which cannot be achieved by anything else. If you are working in your office, don't think that that fellow has got increment, but I am yet to get my increment, I am yet to get my promotion. Don't get worried about that. Just keep on doing your duty. Bhagavan gets pleased. He will give you increment, promotion to Vaikuntham itself. That is great promotion. Therefore, expect spiritual reward. don't expect material reward. That's what Krishna says. Shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nishala. Whatever I have taught, at one stage, it will just get stationed in your heart. Samadho achala buddhihi tada yogam avapsisi. At that time, you will become fit to perform jnana yogam. So this identity, performance, that in turn takes you to self-reflection, reflection on the self, meditating on the self. Thereby, you can perform Jnana Yoga and attain Atma Sakshatkaram. Ramanuja now gives a summary. The greatness of Ramanuja's commentary is, then and there he will give you a summary. Now, what all we have listened means, Shastra Janya Atma Jnana Purvaka Karma Yoga. First, understands about soul theoretically. First, do you remember, we saw about soul in a theoretical way. After the theoretical understanding of the soul, Sthita Prajnakya Jnana Nittam Apadayati. You engage in Karma Yoga. You do your duty without expecting reward. That takes you to self-reflection. If you reflect on the self, control your senses, now you have to abandon all works. Stop all actions. Refrain your sense organs from all worldly pleasures. Turn everything inward. Sit silently without any activity. Just focus inward, think about the self, reflect about the self. That takes you to the stage called Sthita Prajna. It is given in the second chapter, very famous word, Sthita Prajna. It takes you to that stage. Who is a Sthita Prajna? That person, Jnana Nitta Rupa Sthita Prajnatatu Yogakyam Atmavalokanam Sadayati. The person who is a Sthita Prajna, he always enjoys his Jivatma. He is engrossed in the bliss of experience of his own self, and he is not tuned towards any worldly pleasures. He is called Sthita Prajna. Whether he gets pleasure or pain, whether victory or defeat, he achieves a desired object or does not achieve, whatever happens, he will just enjoy himself in the anubhavam, experience of self, and will not focus on any other thing. That state of mind which just relishes and enjoys its Atma and doesn't care about anything else and moves on and on is called Sthita Prajna. We'll throw more light in another 2 or 3 verses. We will explain this Sthita Prajna more. Now let us have that idea. This summary is now given by Ramanuja. So theoretical knowledge of Atma, then Karma Yoga, that takes you to mental maturity. That takes you to Jnana Yoga. This is the third part. Yes, self-reflection. That's what Alavandar says. Sthira Laksha Sankhya Yoga Dhihi. Now, I, P, yes. I, identity, theoretical knowledge of Atma. P, performance of Karma Yoga. Now, yes, this Sthita Pragyata, self-reflection. How to do? Krishna describes the state of Sthita Prajna in the form of 4 verses in descending order. But for convenience, I will explain them in the ascending order. You are already confusing. Your Upanyasam is not clear. Now you are going in descending order, ascending order. No. Second chapter, 55th verse to 58th verse. In 4 verses, Krishna explains the nature of a Sthita Prajna, how he will be. But Sthita Prajna, that state, cannot be attained overnight. He has to go through 4 stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. If he reaches stage 4, he is the perfect Sthita Prajna. Now to reach stage 4, you have to start from stage 1 only. That is given in the 58th verse. Second stage is 57. Third stage is 56. Fourth stage is given in the 55th verse. That's why we will go in that ascending order for convenience sake and better understanding. Now the first stage of Sthita Prajna is, now he has completed Karma Yoga. He has attained perfection in Karma Yoga. His mind is pure, it is mature, it is very much clear now. Now what does he do is, 58th verse you see, Yada samharate chayam kurmonganiva sarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyaha tasya prajna pratishtita. Just like a tortoise, a turtle, controlling all its limbs, retracting all its limbs into its shell, this person withdraws all the sense organs from worldly objects and starts focusing on the self. So take the example of a tortoise. This state is called, Ramanuja describes, Yatamana Sagya. Stage 1 is called Yatamana Sagya. Just like a tortoise retracting all its limbs inside its shell, you have to retract all the sense organs, refrain from all the worldly pleasures. This is the first level. As you mature, you go to the second level, which is called Vyatireka Sangya. 57th verse, Yas Sarvatra Anabhisnehaha Tattat Prapya Shubha Shubham Nabhinandati Nadveshti Tasya Prajna Pratishtita. Now, he has controlled his external senses. Now he is sitting into meditation. Mind is yet to get controlled. Because every one of us will have this problem. We can control our eyes. We can control our ears. Because our eyes will prompt us, hey, see, IPL match is going on. Playoffs are going to come. Please go. But somehow we will control. But if we sit for meditation, still our mind will think about IPL matches only. Similarly, our ear will prompt us, hey, listen to that single, it has come on YouTube. The song is very good, listen to it. No. Then we will decide, no, we will listen to a discourse. We will come here. But mind, even if you sit in discourse, it will think about that YouTube single only. So you can withdraw your senses within like the tortoise into a shell. But it is very difficult to withdraw the mind from all those objects. So in the second level, yes, sarvatra anabhisnehaha tattat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti. Now what the second level person does is, he tries to control the mind. If he attains a favorite object, he doesn't celebrate much. If he attains something unfavorable, he doesn't lament for it. So thereby, he controls the mind, starts mind control. That is the second level. It is called Vyatireka Sangya. Now we go to the third level in 56th verse. The third level is Ekendriya Sangya. Now he has controlled the mind. But the problem is, Dukkeshu Anudvignamanaha, Sukeshu Vigatasprihaha, Vitaraga Bhayakrodaha, Stita Dhihi Muniruchyate. He has controlled his mind, but our mind is always like a dormant volcano that can erupt anytime. You think that, yes, I have controlled my mind, now I am meditating on God, yes, everything is fine. When you think like that, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodaha. Raga means desire, Bhaya means fear, Krodha means anger. Desire, fear, anger, they enter into your mind and erupt like a volcano. So this mind, often, though you have attained the mental control, sometimes, occasionally, the mind will still get drawn towards these worldly objects due to anger, fear, or lust. Now, you control those anger, fear, and lust so that mind doesn't oscillate at any cost. That is the second level. If you pass that second level as well, you will attain the topmost stage, that first level of Sthita Prajna. What is it? 55th verse. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani eva atmana tuttaha Sthita Prajnaha tadochyate. This is called Vashikara Sangya. Now this person, he has completely conquered his mind and all sense organs. He is experiencing his Atma soul. By experiencing the bliss of the soul, he just is undeterred by anything. Whatever anger, lust, they won't affect him. Whatever favorite things, unfavorable things, they don't affect him. Victory, defeat, whatever it is, profit or loss, nothing will affect him. Even hot, cold, anything, heat or cold will not affect him. You may insult him, you may praise him, that will not affect him because he is engaged in experience of his own Jivatma. He is immersed in that bliss. Thus is the highest stage of Sthita Prajna. So, first in the stage 4, what does he do is, first he tries to control his senses. And then level 3, there he tries to control his mind. Then level 2, there he tries to control his mind during the times of anger, fear, lust, etc. Finally, he achieves full control and experiences the bliss of Atma. These are the 4 stages of Sthita Prajna. Now, Krishna says, Arjuna, there is one bottom line here. What is that bottom line? Only if you control your senses, you can experience and visualize the Atma or self. At the same time, only if you visualize and experience Atma, you can control your senses. Right from the beginning, you are blabbering like this. Only if you control your senses, you can have vision of the soul. Only if you have vision of the soul, you will get sense control. One fellow said, I want to learn swimming, but only when I stop being afraid of water, I will learn swimming. Okay, when will you stop getting afraid of water? When I learn swimming, I will stop getting afraid of water. It is like whether seed came from tree or tree came from seed. See, Krishna says, if you attain self-control, you can attain self-realization. Only if you attain self-realization, you will be able to attain sense control. Arjuna said, I have to attain either one of it first, right? Krishna said, there is a way. You have to attain control of senses first. But I am yet to attain self-realization. No problem. Krishna says, till you attain self-realization, meditate on my divine form. That will give you sense control. 61st verse of the 2nd chapter. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. If you want to become a sthita prajna, first start meditating on the divine form, frame, body of Bhagavan. We go to our temple, SV temple of North Carolina. Our Lord Sri Balaji Venkatesha is showing up with a divine handsome form. Just meditate on his divine form. As we focus on his form, all our senses automatically come under control. As they come under control, then we can proceed towards reflection on self. Then you can attain self-realization. So, once you attain self-realization, automatically all the sense organs will come under control. But to attain self-realization, sense organs should be controlled. For that, meditate on Bhagavan. Meditate on the divine form of Bhagavan. Ramanuja explains beautifully in his Bhashyam, Chetasaha subhashraya bhute mayi manaha avasthapya samahitaha asita. My divine body, Krishna says, it is subhashraya. What is subhashraya? Both beneficial and pleasant. That which is both beneficial and pleasant is called Subhasraya. Subha means beneficial. Ashraya means pleasant. You see, in this world, we can see many objects. For example, take the case of a sweet or a pizza. Gen Z, they consume pizza. It will be very pleasant for them. But is it beneficial for health? No. Bitter gourd, greens, they are very much beneficial. But are they pleasant? No. In world, pleasant objects will not be beneficial. Beneficial objects will not be pleasant. But Bhagavan's form, if you meditate, it is very pleasant. Wow, he is so handsome. I can go on and on meditating on him. Pleasant. At the same time, it's beneficial because as you meditate on him, you get spiritual upliftment as well. If you look at TV, it is pleasant, but it won't be beneficial. It will cause you migraine and headache and other things. But if you meditate on Bhagavan, it is pleasant, it gives you spiritual upliftment as well. So just focus on me, that will take you. Manasi madvishaye sati, nirdagda ashesha kalmashataya, nirmali kritam, vishayanuraga rahitam, manaha indriyani swavashani karoti. Meditation on his form will ensure that our sense organs come under control. Tato vashyendriyam manaha atmadarshanaya prabhavati. With that pure mind, with that controlled mind, you can proceed towards self-realization. Now Krishna concludes this because we are also approaching the concluding part of this discourse. 69th verse of the 2nd chapter. Now Krishna tells Arjuna, if you attain the state of sthita prajna, what will be the lakshanam? What will be an identification mark for that person? Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. This is a beautiful verse. Whatever is night time for other people, it is daytime for sthita prajna. Whatever is night time for sthita prajna, it is daytime for other people. Can't understand? Okay. Ramanuja explains this beautifully. Night means darkness, that which is obscure. When we are unable to see something clearly, we say it is dark, it is night. So obscure perception is called night. Knowledge of soul is very obscure to us because even after 90 minutes of listening to soul, we won't have any idea of what is soul. So soul is like night to us. Knowledge of soul, Atma Vishaya Buddhihi, Ramanuja says, Ya Nisha, Atma Vishaya Buddhihi. The knowledge of soul is like night. It's like darkness. It is obscure to us. But Tasyam Jagrati Sanyami. But this person, Tasyam Jagrati Sanyami, this person who is a Sthita Prajna, he is awake. Jagrati means awake. That's why in Tamil we say Jagrata. Jagrata, be awake. Jagrati Sanyami means he is awake. Awake means he is actively involved in experiencing that Jivatma. The knowledge of self is obscure like night to common people, laymen like us. But he is awake means he is actively experiencing that Jivatma like daytime. At the same time, Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani, we are all awake with respect to worldly pleasures. We are all actively engaged in the enjoyment of worldly pleasures. But that appears as night to this Sthita Prajna because he doesn't focus on worldly pleasures. So anything which is obscure is night. Knowledge of self is obscure for us, so it is like night. But in that night, this Jnani is awake because he is actively experiencing that self. We are awake with respect to knowledge of all worldly things. We know everything except Atma, Paramatma. We know everything else in this world. So we are very much awake in that. But with regards to all these things, Jnani considers them as night and doesn't focus on all those things. This is the Lakshanam of Sthita Prajna. One more Lakshanam, in the next verse, 70th verse, Krishna says, Apuryamanam achala pratitham samudramapah pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakama kami. Take the example of an ocean. Many rivers come and converge into an ocean. All those waters enter and flow into the ocean. Still, the ocean remains the same. The size doesn't increase. The size doesn't decrease. Just because the rivers have dried up, ocean does not get dried up. Just because rivers have so much of flood, ocean does not have too much flood. So whether water comes or not, whether rivers flow or not, ocean remains the same. The mind of a Sthita Prajna will be like an ocean. Worldly pleasures and pains are like rivers. Whatever worldly pleasures, pains come, go, enter, exit, he remains the same like an ocean. He is Sthita Prajna. This is the best example. Remain like an ocean. Your heart should be as deep as an ocean, as constant and as peaceful as an ocean. How many rivers, whatever, they come, they go. Rivers may come, men may come and men may go, but river goes on forever. But rivers may come and rivers may go, ocean exists the same forever. Pleasures may come and pleasures may go. Pains may come and pains may go. My mind will go on forever like an ocean. This is the state of Sthita Prajna. So, Arjuna, if you follow this and attain that state, follow this IPS formula, what we said, identity, performance, self-reflection, your mental conflict will come to an end when you attain this stage. Now go back to Kurukshetram. We are all Arjunas. Our mind is Kurukshetra. Everyday mental turmoil. Positive thoughts Pandavasena, negative thoughts Kauravasena. We are the Arjuna who is caught in between. Attachment pushes, conscience pulls, push, pull, mental turmoil, negativity, stress, depression, in everything. When you encounter this situation in your everyday life, just imagine, we might have encountered lot of mental turmoil so far in your life. Just imagine one situation which has affected you a lot in this life. Just bring that situation in front of your mental screen. If that situation happens, just realize, identity, I am not this body, I am soul. Why should I be afraid of anything, any problem which is related to this body? I am the soul. So realize that identity. P, performance. Here, what is my duty? Leave alone all preference and prejudice. Don't care about victory or defeat or pleasure or pain. Here, what is my duty? Let me execute or discharge my duty to please the Lord without expecting any reward. Just do your duty. If you do your duty in that situation, that gives you mental clarity and purity, takes you to self-reflection. If you reflect on self, you attain the state of Sthita Prajna. If you become a Sthita Prajna, then that mental turmoil, war comes to an end. To put it simple, if Arjuna does his duty properly, Pandava army will defeat Kaurava army. If we do our karma yoga properly, positive thoughts will defeat negative thoughts and victory will happen in our mind. We have to win our mental battle. Using the positive thoughts of Pandava army, we have to defeat the negative thoughts Kaurava army. For that, do your duty with identity and without expectation, without attachment to reward. That takes you to mental clarity, purity, finally self-realization, sthita prajna. Thereby, you can get rid of all these things. With this, Krishna concludes and he tells Arjuna, so if you attain that state of sthita prajna and so you should put this mental turmoil to an end, what is the first step? What is the first step? Karma yoga. Along with your identity, you have to fight. So what is karma yoga for Arjuna? War. So you have to engage in war. This is the essence of second chapter. Krishna has finished Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter itself. Then why remaining 16 chapters? I will finish with that question. Time is 5:35. Now, Adavantar sums up the second chapter. Nityatma asanga karmeha gochara sankhya yoga dhihi dvitiye sthita dhi laksha prokta tan moha shantaye. Three things. Atma is eternal. Souls cannot be destroyed. Second thing, do your duty without any expectation. Number 3, sthita prajna. You reflect on self. With that self-reflection, attain the state of jnana yoga, perfection. You will attain direct experience of self. That is very important. Because the ultimate lakshyam of jnana yoga means atma sakshatkaram. You visualize yourself, you experience yourself. By the direct experience of self, you attain that state of sthita prajnata, from which you cannot be deterred by anybody else. Now, Arjuna asks one question. Oh Krishna, you are trying to somehow push me into this battle. That's why you are saying that karma yoga, performing one's action, will take you to liberation. No, I won't believe this. Arjuna asks one question here. That is the first verse of the next chapter. But I am not going to the next chapter now. That question alone. Jyayasi chet karmanaste matha buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghoremam niyojayasi keshava. Arjuna asks one question. Karma yoga leads to jnana yoga. Jnana yoga alone leads to atma sakshatkaram or self-realization. That's what we understood. You spoke for 90 minutes. Whether other points we understood or not, one pathway we can understand. First karma yoga, then jnana yoga, then self-realization. Then karma yoga is greater or jnana yoga is greater. Which is greater? Obviously jnana yoga. Karma yoga is the first step. Jnana yoga is the second step. So jnana yoga seems to be greater than karma yoga. This jnana yoga involves control of all senses, refraining from all actions. In jnana yoga, senses should not work at all. Your mind should not focus on anything else. Just think about Atma, soul, that alone. If you want to attain perfection in that jnana yoga, should you perform karma yoga? Because karma yoga involves action for all the senses. Take the case of a war. For a warrior who is fighting, his ears should work. Where from my enemy is attacking, his ears should be turned on. His eyes should be always ready. He should be able to smell. He should be able to speak whenever needed. He should be able to shoot arrows whenever needed. His hands should be working. His legs should be working. This karma yoga involves working of all sense organs. Jnana yoga involves stopping of all actions and refraining everything. How can karma yoga lead to jnana yoga? Understood Arjuna's question? Only if you understand this question, tomorrow you have a very interesting answer. Because today goosebump moments will be very less. Because you have to establish the scene. Once the scene is established, once the screenplay is established, then you can involve into the movie and enjoy it. Likewise, we have to establish the scene today. That's why topic has been given beautifully. I think our Lakshmi Narayanan Swami has given that topic. That topics for each day have been framed. Today the topic is Arjuna's mental turmoil. That's why we should also face the turmoil today via discourse. Because only if we face that, we can look into the solution for that. So the stage is set. Now see what this mental turmoil does is, even if you get a solution, even if somebody gives you a solution, it will find a fault in that solution as well. Krishna has given a clean pathway, clean solution. Go in this way, you can attain self-realization, sthita prajna, everything. But Arjuna asks, no Krishna, I have a doubt. You say that Karma Yoga will take you to Jnana Yoga. No. Jnana Yoga means stopping all actions. Senses should not work at all. But Karma Yoga, especially fight, all sense organs should work at the same time. Then only I can fight. Now you are giving actions to all my sense organs and saying that it will take you to an actionless state called Jnana Yoga. How is it possible? If I travel east, I will go eastwards only. If I want to go west, but I will travel east, how is it possible? This is what Arjuna asks. That's why he says, what I feel is, to attain self-realization, of course we all accept that, we have to meditate on Atma to attain self-realization. In that case, we have to stop all actions. So Krishna, let me become a sannyasi. Let me leave this battlefield. I will become a sannyasi. I will leave all actions. I will abandon all duties. Just sit, focus, inward, meditation on soul. I will attain self-realization. Jnana Yoga is the best way. But you are trying to push me into this horrible Karma Yoga. This Karma Yoga is not mere action. I have to kill so many people. It looks very horrible. Tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. You are pushing me into a horrible Karma Yoga. There is a peaceful Jnana Yoga. Why violent Karma Yoga instead of silent Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga involves silence. Karma Yoga involves violence. How can this violence take me to silence? So, what I feel is, Jnana Yoga is better. Jnana Yoga will take me to self-realization. So, what is Karma Yoga? Doing your duty perfectly without expecting reward and offering it as puja, worship of Bhagavan. That doesn't fit. Jnana Yoga, what is Jnana Yoga? Just reflect on self, control your senses, abandon all actions, just meditate on self, realize the self. This is good. So, I reject Karma Yoga. I prefer Jnana Yoga. So Krishna, please allow me to leave this battlefield, become a sannyasi, go for Jnana Yoga and attain self-realization. I don't want to fight, Arjuna says. Is Arjuna's argument valid? Do you feel valid? If you feel valid means we have oriented ourselves with Arjuna perfectly. Now Krishna is going to give you answers in tomorrow's discourse. With that, I conclude today's discourse. Tomorrow, we will see the answers for all these questions. Tomorrow, most probably, we will cover till 6th chapter. And then day 3, we will cover till 12th chapter. And final day, we will cover 13th to 18th chapter. This is the tentative plan for the next 3 days. Request you all to come in large numbers every day to enjoy the nectar of Bhagavad Gita. With that, I conclude this discourse and open for any questions. If you have got any questions, clarifications, anything, you are free to ask. Srimad Ramanujau Vande Gita Tadbhashyadayinau Vamshalankrita Hastabjau Godanatha Sahodarau.